Welcome in, Donut Box Racing League fans, to tonight's race in the Donut Box Xfinity Series tonight at Pocono. Calling this one the Tricky Triangle 200. Just kind of made that up. A lot of T's. But anyways, we've got about a minute left in practice here, just getting the stream started and stream going. Those of you tuned in, you got to let me know in the chat if you watched streams previously, if the stream looks a little better to you tonight. I feel like I've actually made progress on the quality of the stream by downgrading a little bit. I was streaming in 1080p before, and it just seemed a little blurry, so I brought it down to 720 and upped the bit rate a little bit, and watching it back on my phone, it looks a little better. So hopefully it looks better on your end as well. But these drivers are getting ready to head into qualifying here shortly. Jack Scoville right now, quickest time on the board, followed by Tony Osborne and Cam Patterson. Christian Taylor, Shane Fuller rounding out the top 5 in practice, with Tyler Smith, Franklin Warner, Ben Madden, Logan Festich, and Mark Parkhurst rounding out the top 10. Hey Danielle, good to see you in the chat as always. I know Christian likes this support. You got to tell me if the stream looks good on your end, because I did make some changes after last week's event. I'm hoping it looks a little better. I was noticing before it looked, even though it was 1080p, it looked a little blurry and I did not enjoy it. Got several guys heading out on the track to start qualifying. You got Bill Sleep, David Mayo, Andy Lewis hitting the track early, getting their laps going. Cam Patterson also hitting the track along with Franklin Warner. And we'll go ahead and stay with our points leader in that 38 Red Bull machine, Mr. Cam Patterson. Definitely the championship favorite. In fact, we can go ahead and show you the points standings at the moment. Cam Patterson with a 51-point lead right now over second place Mark Parkhurst, Cody Moore, Shane Fuller, Andy Lewis, rounding out your top 5 in points. Of course, last week was the All-Star event, so points didn't count, but the week before, Tyler Smith moved up 5 spots, up into 9th place in the points. Now John McIntyre fell 4 spots, down to 14th. Looks like Mr. Cam Patterson, he's leading the way here. He's going to be the first across the stripe to set his first lap time in qualifying. He's fast, and we'll see if he can set the pole and stay there. We got about 11 guys on track right now, starting their laps. Cam Patterson 54.243, his first lap. He's leading the way so far. Andy Lewis about 5/10 back. Bill Sleep 8/10. Shane Fuller moves into second with a 54.595. Ben Madden takes the pole with his first lap. We'll see if he can hang on to it. Currently, he's holding it by less than 1/100th. I know it shows 0.01 on the standings, but it's actually 0.006. But Cam Patterson coming across the stripe now for lap number 2. Will he take back the pole? He does not. His second lap was actually a little bit slower, but the 15 of Jack Scoville, fastest in practice, Moves into the top spot on his lap number 1. Ben Madden coming across the stripe. What does he have? Is his second lap faster? It is faster, but it's not enough to take back pole position. He's going to stay in second. Jack Scoville in that 15. He's going to give up on that second lap. Just hang on to the pole position. You got Tony Osborne sitting in third right now. He's finishing his second lap. That Sirius XM machine across the stripe, and he's going to stay right there in third. His second lap was slower. Tyler Smith in the 23. He's on he just finished his out lap right now. He's starting lap 1. Chris Bishop, he's out there just getting practice according to my scoring. He's already completed his qualifying laps. Mark Parker second in points. Got a beautiful monster chaotic car tonight. Very pretty cans. I don't like the drink as much. It's not my favorite Monster juice, but the car definitely looks sick. He's sitting in 5th right now. He's starting his second lap. You got the 62 of Scott Ford Jr. also on track. There he is. Gonna come flying by us in this Orkin Pest Control machine. He's on his out lap at the moment. Ryan Castleberry. He's on his out lap right now as well. Then you got Travis Trussell, rookie to this series. He's not a rookie to the Donut Box Racing Leagues, though. He raced Cup with us on Monday night. I know it says number 2 on the car, but he is number 31 there on the scoring chart. He literally just got into the league before the race started, so I can't blame him too much for having the wrong number on his paint. Scoville holding on to that pole position. Tyler Smith in that Highline Racing machine. Yet another energy drink vehicle out here. He's got Alani New. Comes across the stripe for his second lap. He's going to move up to 4th. Not enough to get on the podium, but definitely better than his first lap. Bishop now coming across the stripe to finish his. He's still just practicing. Don't mind Chris Bishop. I forgot about that earlier. He's just getting them extra laps in while they're letting him. Scott Ford across the stripe to finish his second lap. Is he going to improve his time? He does slightly. He moves up to 12th. Ryan Castleberry starting his second lap. He sits in 15th right now with lap number 1. Can the 32 car get himself up into the top 10 here in qualifying? I'm not sure. Looked like he'd get a little loose out there out of turn 2. Across the stripe, he's going to stay in the 15th spot. I don't see anyone new hitting the track for qualifying at the moment. Let's go ahead and see if we can holler at our boy sitting in the pole position right now, Mr. Jack Scoville. Let's see if he is available. Jack, it's Jesse in the booth. You got me?
What's going on, Jesse? I got you.
Well, we know you're good here, man. Number 1 in practice. Number 1 here in qualifying, sitting on the pole spot, unless the 78 car can take it from you, which I don't know if he's going to be able to. We'll see, of course, but as far as right now, it looks like you're going to be leading this field to start this race. How's it feel?
Well, we certainly hope it holds up. It's looking bleaker and bleaker for the guys in the back anyway, but it feels good. It feels really good, especially to come out and post the quickest time in qualifying and then act on that. And in practice and then
I
act
know
on
what
it
you
in
meant.
qualifying. So it feels really good. I'm a little worried about long run speed, but once I can kind of manage a gap, then maybe I can start to manage tires and just kind of try to keep them under me for as long as I can, and hopefully keep everybody else behind me. But can't say enough about the Storm team and all the guys we got racing tonight. All our teammates are wonderful over there, and we keep continuing to try to do better.
Yeah, absolutely. You come away with the pole, you got to get back in there and tell those guys to pick up the pace, because we got 7th and 8th and 11th and 12th. We gotta pick it up a little bit.
For sure.
Be up there with you.
Breaking the fourth wall again, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
But it feels good, and I'm just excited to get racing and hopefully stay in first and not have to worry too much about it.
Well, we'll be rooting for you tonight and for your internet, and looking forward to you leading this field to green, buddy.
Fair enough. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Driver of the 15, Jack Scoville, he's going to be starting on the pole. Unless the driver of the 78, Logan Fischishin, who I must have just jinxed. Oh, he actually ran out of time. So Logan was not able to set a lap. That's unfortunate for the driver of the 15 car. But these guys are getting gridded up here. Mark Parkhurst in the chat says Team Sendin agrees that our Pocono program isn't where it needs to be. I think all my sound organizing is working properly tonight. I can hear the in-game chat. Hopefully the stream cannot. Hey Scars, get rolling here. Let's go ahead and roll through and take a look at our field here. Driving that 15 car, rolling off P1, Mr. Jack Scoville. P2 in qualifying, number 33 Pennzoil Machine of Ben Madden. Number 3 is going to be the family man in that Sirius XM Camaro, Tony Osborne. Starting off 4th is going to be the Alani Nu Supra of Tyler Smith. 5th is going to be Cam Patterson in that Red Bull Mustang. 6th is going to go to Mark Parkhurst in that Monster Energy Machine there. 7th place is going to the 96 there, Christian Taylor. 8th's going to Mr. Travis Trussell in the 31. I know the car says 2. His number is 31. We'll get him to fix that. 9th place goes to the 57 of Shane Fuller, and 10th place is the 08 of Andy Lewis. Rolling off 11th is the 9 Frank Warner. 10th is going to be the 62 of Scott Ford Jr. 13th goes to Christopher Bishop in that 42, and then the 64 of Bill Sleep starting 14th. 15th goes to the 32 of Ryan Castleberry, and 16th to Mr. David Mayo. 17th goes to John McIntyre in that real 2 car. And in the back is going to be number 78, Logan Festchician, who's going to be serving a penalty at the start of this race. So he'll be getting a 1-lap hold to start out. But we go back to the front of the field. We turn this music down because the pace car is off, and we're getting ready to go green here at the Tricky Triangle. Green flag is out here at Pocono. Start of lap 1 of 80 laps tonight. First stage is going to be a lap 20. Cam Patterson diving down to the inside earlier. They're 3 wide going into turn 1. Looks like he either backed out of it or Tony Osborne absolutely sent it in. But Jack Scoville, he's clear out of turn 1, taking the lead. He's breaking that draft. Ben Madden falls in behind. You got Tyler Smith sitting in 3rd, battling Tony Osborne in that number 10 machine. Tony got a little loose there. Coming out of turn 2, it looks like Cam Patterson's going to take advantage of that, and 96 Christian Taylor is going to try to as well. They're going to come across the stripe for lap 1. Jack Scoville in that 15 is your leader. We still got some 2 wide racing here as we go farther back. Tony Osborne, Christian Taylor, Shane Fuller, Travis Trussell, all fighting for spots. I can tell you for experience that middle lane in turn 1's not where you want to be. You want to get that car as low as possible through them corners. The 10 and the 30, or 10 and the 57, able to get by the 96 and the 2. Jack Scoville still leads. Ben Madden still 2nd. Tyler Smith in 3rd. Mark Parkhurst P4. Cam Patterson P5. Looks like Andy Lewis back here towards the back. He's side by side with Bill Sleep going into turn 1. Lewis lost 2 spots that previous lap, trying not to lose a 3rd right now. He could just be trying to save on his tires. That could be the reason that he's dropping back. Bill Sleep was able to get by him, and now Scott Ford Jr. looks like he's going to be able to get by as well. That's 2 more spots down for the 08. Started in 10th. He's going to be sitting 15th now. Looks like we've had a pass up towards the front. Tyler Smith in that 23. He's moved up into 2nd place now. He's gotten by Ben Madden. Going to work on catching the 15 now, Jack Scoville, who leads up to about 7/10 of a second now. You see Cam Patterson there in the Red Bull machine. He's going to move up into 4th, getting by Mark Parkhurst. Right now, 1st and 2nd have a pretty good gap. Patterson in that 38 now. He's looking to the inside of Ben Madden for 3rd as they go here into turn 2. Side by side. Patterson not able to make the pass. Now Parkhurst looks to his outside. Side by side for 4th between Parkhurst and Patterson, your 2 championship points leaders. Battling it out here at Pocono. Parker's probably going to have to give the spot up here on that high side through turn 1. Patterson does come up and cover to hang on to that 4th place spot. Everybody is single file right now. Jack Scoville and Tyler Smith running away from the rest of the field right now. Patterson looks again to try to move up into 3rd. Side by side going into turn 3. Patterson is able to make the pass. Can Ben Madden cross him over though? Doesn't look like it. Madden gonna hit pit road early. Pit window, of course, in this series. These drivers are likely not going to have enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage, so Ben Madden's going to be the first one to come down and top off on fuel. Lap 6 here. Jack Scoville's lead now up to about 1.5 seconds or so over Tyler Smith. Scoville has been dominating this race early. If he can keep tires on that machine, he's going to have a good race tonight. Tyler Smith kind of in no man's land. He's got a long way to the lead and a long way behind him. Cam Patterson holding down the 3rd spot. Mark Parkhurst in 4th. Tony Osborne 5th. Behind them for 6th, it's Travis Trussell right now, but he's got Shane Fuller and Christian Taylor right behind him. Taylor now looks to the inside of the 57 of Shane Fuller. Fuller gives the 96th the spot. Frank Warner also trying to stick his nose in there. Warner and Bishop now side by side for 8th place. Bishop gonna take that spot now from the 9. All those extra practice laps and qualifying paying off for the 42. He's moving up. He qualified 13th. He's made his way up to 9th. One of your biggest movers of the race. We've got people hitting pit road. Tyler Smith has come down. He's a lap down. I'm not sure what happened to him. Extremely long pit stop. So he went from 2nd place to a lap down. Mark Parkhurst rolls off a pit lane now. You've also got David Mayo there in the 35, and then John McIntyre on pit road. Scoville leads. He's got about a 2.5 second advantage over Cam Patterson. Everybody's single file right now. As these drivers roll around, let's go ahead and get a reminder of last week's results of the All-Star race. Well, that's not the results from the All-Star, but it is the results from Atlanta Motor Speedway, the last points-paying race. Tyler Smith was able to get his first win of the season. That race, lock himself in the playoffs. And Jack Scoville, your current leader, finished 2nd. Cam Patterson, Rick Wilmot, Tony Osborne round out the top 5. The last points-paying race at Atlanta 2 weeks ago. Latest driver to go to pit road is a 64 there, Bill Sleep. He's all by himself on pit road right now. Both Tyler Smith and John McIntyre having extremely long pit stops. And they find themselves a lap down. Not sure what's causing these guys to have these long pit stops, if they're getting some sort of damage or what it could be. The 38, Cam Patterson, he ducks to pit road, getting in there a little slideways. It'll be interesting to see if he was able to slow that car down in time. That moves Tony Osborne in the 10 car up to 2nd place. behind him is Travis Trussell, Christian Taylor, Shane Fuller. Trussell now gets past the 10 to move up into the current second place. Osborne fighting back on the outside, though. Not willing to give up that spot just yet. Trussell gonna dip down pit road. He's got somebody coming down right behind him, the 96 of Taylor, along with the 9 of Frank Warner and the 62 of Scott Ford. Pretty much the entirety of Storm Motorsports, other than leader Jack Scoville, coming down pit road this lap. Scoville in no man's land right now. It'll be interesting to see when he comes to pit road how it shakes out with the rest of the field. No driver that has come down pit road yet has taken tires, other than possibly Tyler Smith and John McIntyre. Scoville now comes to pit road. He's going to hand the lead to the 10 of Osborne, who's got the 57 of Shane Fuller right on his tail. Of course, we love a good weather report. At this current time, the ambient temperature here in Pocono is 66 degrees. Track temp is 79, so it's a pretty cool track in comparison to a lot of races we've had this year. Wind's blowing pretty hard too, north at 15 miles an hour. Just to give you some perspective on that direction, we look at the 38 of Cam Patterson going down the stretch between turns 1 and 2. The wind is blowing directly back at his car this entire time, potentially slowing him down. I'm not sure how reflected it is in the game, but this is the stretch of road where that wind is pointing right at the nose of these cars. Looks like we're gonna have a new leader. Shane Fuller and Chris Bishop both get by Tony Osborne during this lap. These three drivers have not pit yet. Neither has Ryan Castleberry in the 32 car behind them. As far as your cars that have come down pit road, Jack Scoville continues to lead the bunch. Second place of cars that pit's going to be the 38 of Cam Patterson, and then the 04 Mark Parker's right there behind him. But Jack Scoville still with a very, very large lead here in stage 1. Of course, on the actual track, the 42 Chris Bishop is your leader. These guys might be hoping for some sort of caution, but I personally don't see it happening. Everybody is pretty spread out. The only close I see on the track is the 08 and the 64 of Lewis and Sleep here, fighting for 12th. Looks like Andy Lewis is going to take that spot. I believe Lewis, if I remember correctly, was our winner of the All-Star race last week in that 08 machine. Bishop continuing to lead. Is he going to come down pit road this time? He is. Fuller and Osborne will stay out. And continue to count laps down here. We've got about 3 laps to go here in stage number 1. Or is it 4? It's 3 or 4. I'm not great at math, but we'll figure it out together. It's the end of lap 20 is when stage 1 will end. Of course, Pocono here, one of the biggest tracks that NASCAR races at, 2.5 miles. I believe it ties Daytona, and I believe the only track that is bigger is Talladega. Other than maybe some road courses. Shane Fuller, though, comes down pit road along with Tony Osborne. So as he comes through turn number 3 here, Scoville in that 15, he's going to re-inherit the lead here. He's got about probably a 2 to 3 second advantage over Cam Patterson in that 38 car. From what I can see on my map currently, it looks like everybody is pretty spread out at the moment. Might have some action here with Shane Fuller. He's back out on the track. No drivers taking tires. And in fact, I apologize. I said that Jack Scoville was going to re-inherit the lead, but Ryan Castleberry has continued to stay out. He is your leader. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough fuel left in the tank to finish this stage, but there is a chance that he does. He's got about 14-second advantage over Scoville, but Scoville is gaining fast. He's going to cross the stripe here to take the white flag for the stage. Let's kick back and relax and watch and see if the 32 is going to have enough fuel to take home this stage win. And the 32 of Castleberry will stretch the fuel enough to make it across the stripe first to win stage number 1 of tonight's race. Scoville going to take second place, Cam Patterson third. Yellow Waves, Mark Parkhurst takes the 4th spot. Trussell will be 5th. Ben Madden in the 33 takes the 6th spot, with Chris Bishop in 7th, Shane Fuller 8th, Frank Warner 9th, and 10th place goes to the 10, Tony Osborne, in stage number 1. Castleberry picking up the stage points, but it now looks like the 32 is out of the field. So he's going to be coasting. But we'll go ahead and talk to the 32 stage 1 winner as long as it stands. I don't know if there's a rule that you have to make it back to pit road on your own power or not, but let's go ahead and bring him up. Ryan, it's Jesse up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Man, what in the world? I didn't think there was a chance that you would have enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage, and you did just barely, winning stage 1. How's it feel, man?
Pretty good. I mean, that's my first win of any type this season, so I'll take it. Even if I got to get towed back.
Yeah, I was going to say you're probably going to go down a lap or two here, but it's probably worth the 10 points, so definitely congratulations to that. What made you want to try that?
I missed quite a few races, and I know the only way in is getting points, so I'm going to do my best.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the stage 1 win. Hopefully this tow doesn't set you back too many laps, and I'll go ahead and send you on back down.
All right, thank you.
That's the 32 there of Castleberry. Wins stage 1, runs out of gas, ends up on pit road. 15 of Jack Scoville re-inherits the lead. The 23 there, Tyler Smith, going to be looking to get a wave around. Pretty much everybody on your lead lap's going to come down pit road. You got Jack Scoville, Cam Patterson, Mark Parkhurst, Travis Trussell. Pretty much the whole group's going to be hitting pit road here. Number 2 of McIntyre is going to be your lucky dog. Tyler Smith, wondering why he doesn't have the lucky dog in the in-game chat. I'm actually going to update Mr. Taylor here. Christian Taylor is race controlling. Mr. Christian.
Yes, sir. How we doing?
Doing good. I know you're kind of doing race control. I just want to tell you why the 23 did not get the wave around. It's because he was pushing the 32 when the 32 ran out of gas.
Alrighty. Cool.
So,
I will make sure he knows.
I'll leave that to your discretion, whether you want to give him one anyways or whatnot. But I just figured I'd let you know. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Figure I'll help out race control when I can. But off of pit road, Scoville holds on to the lead. Parkhurst takes over the second spot from Cam Patterson, now sitting in third. Trussell fourth. Frank Warner coming back. He's going to be in your fifth spot now. Nope, sorry. Shane Fuller is going to be in your fifth spot now. I must have missed Shane somewhere in there. But anyways, we're going to take a quick break. It's a long pace lap around here. We're going to listen to some music, and I'll be back when the green flag comes back out. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. As field comes out of turn 3 here, getting ready to go back green, pace car takes that wicked dive onto pit road. Scoville goes into the restart zone. We take the green flag. He gets a good jump there on the rest of the field. Patterson and Parkhurst, your points leaders, they're side by side right now for second going into turn 1. Fuller right behind looking to pounce. Patterson moves up to cover up the spot. Parkhurst comes back down. They're going to stay side by side here for second. Parkhurst on Team Senate, Cam Patterson with Minor Motorsports. Parkhurst getting a little loose there through turn 2. That's going to give Cam Patterson the spot. Now he's got to deal with Shane Fuller in the 57 on his outside. They go side by side at a turn 3. Bishop into the wall a little bit. Trussell getting caught up behind him there. Looks like we got some 3 wide action possibly into turn 1 here. I see Bishop and Ford there side by side. Trussell taking the high line. 3 wide out of the corner, but looks like everybody made it through. Some good racing here at the start of this stage. Taylor and Madden here. They're going to be side by side. I believe that's for 9th place. Taylor is going to hold on to that spot. Taylor moved up 3 spots on that restart. Ben Madden moved down 3. Scoville leads them across the stripe. It'll be interesting to see if Cam Patterson can do anything now that he has got the track position up to second, see if he can reel in Mr. Jack Scoville. Everybody's kind of single filing out here. Scoville, Patterson, Parkhurst, Fuller, and Scott Ford Jr. make up your top 5 with Trussell, Lewis, Bishop, Taylor, and Osborne. Round out your top 10. As far as cars that are a lap down, you have Logan Festich, Ryan Castleberry, Stage 1 winner, and Tyler Smith in the 23 being scored a lap down. But Scoville maintaining his lead right now. Up to about a second now over Cam Patterson. We check on the 08 of Lewis. Of course, your winner last week in the All-Star race. He's currently sitting in 7th place right now tonight. He's having himself a good race. Your biggest mover of the race so far is right there, 2 cars in front of him. That 62 car, the Orkin pest control machine of Scott Ford Jr. He qualified 12th. He's found his way into the top 5 here at the start of stage 2. Christopher Bishop, he qualified 13th. He finds himself in 8th. As far as the biggest loser, Ben Madden qualified 2nd, but he currently finds himself back here fighting for 11th place. Of course, the car and the number 10, Tony Osborne, he found himself qualified 3rd, and he's dropped back to 10th. So those 2 guys aren't having the start to their race they'd like to see. But Jack Scoville in that 15 continues to lead the way. He has not found a win yet this season. And while everybody is kind of single filed out here, we'll run through your current playoff picture. We've got 4 races left, including this one in the regular season. So after tonight, we'll only have 3 more regular season races left. Of course, your locked-in driver is Cam Patterson, 3 wins on the season. Mark Parker, Shane Fuller, Cody Moore, Tyler Smith, Jordan Shearer also all having wins. Although, if I understand correctly, Shearer might not be locked in after not making the start tonight. He might not be at the minimum number of races. As far as the rest of the points go, Andy Lewis, Logan Festchishin, Chris Bishop, Tony Osborne, Scott Ford, Frank Warner finding themselves in on points. Christian Taylor, first driver below the cut, along with David Mayo, John McIntyre, Jack Scoville, and Bill Sleep. Speaking of Scoville, he's below the cut right now, but if he can find the win tonight, of course, that'll lock him in to our playoffs. He's definitely been the car to beat today here at Pocono. Jack Scoville seems to do really good at these big tracks that aren't necessarily like plate race tracks, not drafting tracks. He generally performs well at Indianapolis. And then he's coming here and definitely putting on a show so far. Scoville and Patterson looking like a couple of F1 drivers, weaving down the straightaways, breaking the draft. Of course, if you know Cam Patterson at all, he's the biggest Max Verstappen fan on earth. If I'm getting my facts straight, he's also a Joey Logano fan, which is kind of... I don't know about that one. But yeah, as we look through the field, Scoville continues to lead. Patterson continuing to hold down that second spot. Parker is still sitting in third. Shane Fuller, of course, hopped in the booth with me last week for the All-Star race, which was definitely a blast. He's sitting in fourth. Ford Jr. continues to hold down that 5th spot. Travis Trussell right behind him there in 6th. 7th is Andy Lewis at the moment. Chris Bishop in the 42 has the 8th spot, but Tony Osborne's right on his tail right now in 9th. 33 car Ben Madden back here in 10th right now. Christian Taylor in the 96 car sits in 11th with his teammate Frank Warner right behind him in 12th. David Mayo in the 35 is in 13th. Bill Sleep 14th. John McIntyre 15th. Logan Festchishin, Ryan Castleberry, Tyler Smith all a lap down. Osborne now making the pass on Bishop. Osborne's going to move up into the 8th spot if Bishop cannot fight back here. Which it looks like Bishop's just going to give him the spot there. The end of stage 2 is going to be at the end of lap 45, so we've got about 11 laps to go here in the stage. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And we'll be back with you shortly. back with you here. We've got several pit stops underway. Leader Jack Scoville just hit pit road. We've got a few drivers who under these pit stops have come in and taken a set of tires. The 96 of Taylor has come down. Got a new fresh set of Goodyears under this pit stop, along with the 9 of Frank Warner. Going ahead and putting fresh tires on, seeing what they can do with the rest of this stage. Scott Ford Jr. and Travis Trussell, your only two cars right now who have yet to come down pit road. As far as cars that have come down, Jack Scoville still finds himself out front. He's got a big advantage over everybody else right now. Parkhurst has moved into second of the cars that have come down pit road. Cam Patterson, with a bit of a slow stop, finds himself here in third. Tyler Smith in the 23, of course, is a lapped car. But Ford and Trussell continuing to stay out here. I believe that's the first lap led tonight for the 62. Patterson and Fuller working to get by the number 23. And they're going to see if they can work their way to catch up to the 04 of Parkhurst. It looks like it's going to certainly be an interesting battle, as we've got about 5 laps left to go in the stage. Ford and Trussell might be seeing if they're able to do the same fuel saving strategy as the 32 of Castleberry did in the previous stage. Let's go ahead and ride on board with the 31 of Trussell. To be completely honest, it doesn't seem to me like they're trying to save any fuel. We officially hit our halfway point of this race tonight. Fastest car on the track at the moment is the number 9 here of Frank Warner. With those fresh tires on that machine, he's looking to pick up some extra stage points. You see the Taylor of the 96 getting into the wall a little bit there. Scott Ford has come down pit road. Travis Trussell continuing to stay out. Assuming there's no caution, and assuming that their Trussell goes down pit road, so everybody does complete a pit cycle this time around, that's going to let Jack Scoville inherit the lead for real this time. Mark Parkhurst continues to hold down that second spot. He's not much faster than Scoville at the moment, but he is slightly faster, not by a whole lot. Of course, you've got those guys. You got Taylor and Warner with fresh tires. They're trying to pick up spots. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to pick up a good bit and see what kind of stage points they get. You see them getting by the 42 there of Bishop, and the 62 there of Ford also picked up some fresh tires. So these three cars on your screen right here, Taylor, Warner, and Ford, all on fresh tires. And 31 of Trussell also put on a set of fresh Goodyear tires. But everybody, as far as position goes, pretty spread out here at the moment. No real battles going on anywhere. As the 15 of Scoville continuing to lead, you'd think after his performance last week in the All-Star race and his performance so far tonight, hopefully he'll have a sponsor lined up. But he's definitely been the car to beat tonight here at Pocono. It's a very cloudy, foggy day here in Pennsylvania. The track somehow managing to cool down since we last talked about the track temp. It's down to a 73-degree track. It's not very often you can go to a racetrack and touch the pavement and be like, oh, this is room temperature. But Scoville exiting turn one now. He takes the white flag for the stage. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I can go back and double check. This would be Jack Scoville's second stage win of the season. And as he comes through turn three, I don't see any reason why he won't be your stage 2 winner here. Coming across the stripe, the 15 of Scoville takes stage number 2. Parkhurst P2. Cam Patterson taking P3. P4 goes to Shane Fuller. P5, the 08 of Andy Lewis. Rounding out the top 10 is going to be Tony Osborne, Scott Ford, Ben Madden, Christian Taylor, Frank Warner. I believe the lucky dog this time around is going to be the 78 of Logan Feschishin. He's going to find his way onto the lead lap after his earlier penalty at the start of the race set him back. Scoville going to lead off field onto pit road now. Travis Trussell into 31. along with Scott Ford in the 62, two lead lap drivers, going to stay out here. That's not what the 32 of Castleberry and the 23 of Tyler Smith wanted to see whatsoever. That means they're not going to be able to get a wave around. But Jack Scoville makes his way off of pit road. We talked to him earlier after he won the pole. Let's go ahead and talk to him now after he's won stage number 2. Jack, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I do have a copy. What's going on?
Well, you're continuing your winning streak so far in this event tonight. First in practice, first in qualifying. Now you take stage 2, and you would have had stage 1 had it not been for the 32 and his fuel saving. So you've definitely been the car to beat tonight. How's it feel?
It feels really good, honestly. We're really strong. Even on the long run, once we get back out of those pits, I feel like I can hold my own. Coming to the pits, seems like they're catching me a little bit, but I can, for some reason, get a gap back out of the pit road, and it's been really good. The car's been handling great, and it's been fun racing these guys, honestly.
Yeah, I will say a lot of what helped you there in stage 2 was your pit stop was about 2 to 2.5 seconds faster than pretty much everybody else's that came down and took fuel.
I risked it, for sure. We took just a splash, and besides that, I mean, that's been the secret. It's just really quick pit stops, and that's about it. Sorry, I was choosing there.
Yeah, you're all good. So you're coming into this race. This is your second stage win on the season, and currently you're below the cut line. Of course, a win tonight will help you along the way to the playoffs, but also a good performance like tonight with points-wise is definitely going to help as well with the first and second in the stages. Do you think you're at the point where you've got to win to get in, or do you think you can get in on points if you somehow don't come away with this one tonight?
I think I can get in on points. It's going to take a lot of strong performances, but ultimately we're going for the win. That's obviously the reason we're here, and if we could punch that ticket and make it to whatever the last race is, make it there, make it to the championship race, then we're going to try to do that.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully everything goes well. I believe this is probably the first restart tonight where you're not going to be immediately in clean air, so hopefully you don't have to deal too much with traffic, and I'm going to have to go ahead and send you on back down. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Scoville in that 15 stage 1 winner. Your front row has the 62 of Ford and the 31 of Trussell, and then behind them is Fuller and Scoville. Row 3, your points leaders of Cam Patterson and Mark Parkhurst. Row 4 is going to be the 08 of Andy Lewis and the 96 of Christian Taylor. Row 5 is the 10 of Tony Osborne and the 35 of David Mayo. Ford going to lead the way out of turn 3. Pace car Tokyo drifts his way off the track. Ford leads them into the restart zone. Green flag back out here at Pocono. Ford gets a good jump. Shane Fuller, Travis Trussell side by side for second. It's pretty much how all of our restarts have went so far tonight. Fuller goes down to the bottom, but Trussell still fights back on the outside. Now Parkhurst and Scoville looks to the inside of Parkhurst. They're going to be 3 wide. Getting ready to come into turn 2. Is someone going to back out? Parkhurst backs out. Scoville's going to take over that 4th spot. Parkhurst getting a little loose. Cam Patterson almost gets into the back of him there. Parkhurst and Patterson, they're going to be side by side now. This is going to be your battle for 5th place. Scoville getting loose. Almost catches the inside wall. I think he saved it. That's going to hurt his chances because he's going to lose a bunch of spots there. But he's going to try to find his rhythm and work his way back up. Ford continues to lead with Trussell in second. Fuller's going to take that third spot, and Parkhurst takes over your fourth position. Patterson sitting in fifth. Andy Lewis is going to be sixth with Christian Taylor seventh. Tony Osborne eighth, and Jack Scoville back to ninth place. These drivers are going to have to pit one more time tonight to be able to make it on fuel. We cross the stripe. We're going to have 30 laps to go here. Shane Fuller now starting to get into the picture as these two go side by side for the lead, Trussell and Ford. They're going to stay side by side here into turn two. Trussell going to take that spot from the 62. New leader is going to be the 31 of Travis Trussell. I know his car says 2. He is the 31. Parkhurst trying to make a bid for third now on the outside. Trussell gets loose. Ford touches the wall. Fuller dives down to the bottom. Shane Fuller going to take over the race lead across the stripe. Patterson trying to follow him through to get second. Trussell's car is pushing. He catches the wall a little bit there, and he's going to fall back several spots. But Shane Fuller going to be your new race leader with Patterson right behind. It's starting to get exciting as we get towards the end of this race. Andy Lewis in the 08 trying to find his way into fourth place right now while Mark Parkhurst tries to hold him off. Coming down the front stretch, it's drag race between these two. Fuller continues to lead while Patterson continues to chase him down, but the 08 of Lewis is going to take that fourth place spot from Mark Parkhurst. Now he's looking to get third from Scott Ford Jr., and he does. Parkhurst's going to look to follow him through. Of course, Shane Fuller, your current leader in that 57 car, he already has a win this season. Patterson sitting in second, has 3 of them already. Whoa, the 62 of Ford Jr. coming to pit road. I don't know if that was on purpose or impromptu. He's not quite in the fuel window yet. That's going to make it a 2-stopper for the 62. Whoa! 15 of Scoville into the wall. Heavy damage to that car. Tony Osborne also involved. This is big for Jack Scoville. He's been absolutely on rails all night, ends up in a little bit of traffic, and now he's got some serious damage. Let's go back and see what happened here to the 15. They're coming through turn 2 here, or that might have been turn 1, sorry. Oh no, and it looks like, I don't know, we've got to get a better angle than that. Let's take a look at it from the chopper cam here. Coming through the corner. Just thought he was clear. wasn't quite clear, and Travis Trussell just barely gets into the bumper and sends the 15 around. Tony Osborne in the 10. He had nowhere to go. It's right on board with the 10 of Osborne. You see Osborne now pulling into pit road. Gonna get some damage fixed. '57 is Shane Fuller trying to pull some tricks, making it look like he's gonna go down pit road, and then he stays out. The 08 of Lewis and the 04 of Parkhurst, they do come down pit road. Travis Trussell as well. Scoville in the 15, he's probably going to come down and take a faster pair. Get that car fixed back up and try to make his way back towards the front. I gotta tell you, if you're looking at this camera right here, it definitely looks pretty foggy. Current weather forecast says it's 1% fog. I tend to disagree. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a hold of the 57 of Shane Fuller, who finds himself in the lead of this race. Hey Shane, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
What's up, buddy?
Man, you made a heck of a move to find yourself in the lead of this thing. You've had kind of I'd say a quiet race. You've been near the top 5 all night, but you find yourself in the lead here with 25 to go. How are you liking your chances for the rest of this thing?
I mean, if I can get a green flag stop, that would be perfect. And then you can just run hot laps to the end and see what happens, you know?
Yeah, it's right. It's not at the fuel window yet, so everybody is probably going to have to make one more stop here. So that's definitely going to play into the cards. First caution of the night. I wasn't really expecting one to come out at all, but here we are. So you're rooting for a green flag the rest of the way?
I am, yep.
Alrighty, well, hopefully that strategy is going to work out well for you, and I'll go ahead and send you back down. I don't even know which chat you were in, to be honest. Were you in the MDM one?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
As a 57 there, Fuller, he chooses the outside. Of course, for y'all that were here for last week's race, you know he hopped up in the booth with me. We had a good time. It was fun hanging out with him and chatting. Cam Patterson, the 38, is going to be to his inside here on the restart. Row 2's got the 9 and the 96 of Frank Warner and Christian Taylor. Row 3 is Mark Parkhurst and Ben Madden. Row 4, Andy Lewis, Travis Trussell. And it looks like row 5 is Logan Feschishin and Christopher Bishop. What in the world just happened? What just happened here to Mr. Ben Madden? Did he have some sort of control issues here? What happened? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened to the 33 there. But he went right in the fence and he had to tow. Unfortunate there for the 33. But Shane Fuller going to lead the field to green here one more time. Green flag is back out. Cam Patterson gonna take over that second spot fairly easily. Looks like Frank Warner, Christian Taylor. They're gonna stay side by side for third here. Now it looks like Warner's gonna take that spot. Nope, they come side by side out of the corner. It looked like we had somebody slide in there, but it looked like to be the 15 of Scoville again. Getting loose. Second in stage 1, winner of stage 2. It's been a struggle for him ever since the restart to start the final stage. But Fuller continues to lead with Patterson behind. Warner settles into third with Taylor fourth. We've got action for fifth. Trussell and Bishop side by side. They've got Festchischen and Lewis right behind them. Looks like Bishop's going to be able to take that spot. Festchischen going to move up as well. And now Lewis is looking to the inside of that number 31 machine of Travis Trussell. Of course, most of your field came down and took tires on that previous caution. Your top 4 of Fuller, Patterson, Warner, Taylor, they all stayed out and they're on older tires. You got Fuller and Patterson here, 1 and 2. Parkhurst on fresh tires has made his way by Taylor, and Warner moves up into third. Not sure what's happened to the 96, but he is starting to fall off. He finds himself back in 8th place now. And a lot of these guys on the fresher tires are making it easy to find the passes. Frank Warner, though, trying to hold on to the 4th spot. Of course, the 78 NOS Zero Sugar machine there of Logan Festchischen. He's been fighting an uphill battle all race after his penalty at the start of the race, a 1-lap hold. He's finally back on the lead lap, and he's trying to make his way into the top 5 now as he looks to the inside of the 42 of Bishop. Looked like Bishop had a bit of a bobble there through turn 1. That should give 78 the spot, and it does. And the 08 of Lewis follows Festchischen right by. But Lewis now looking to the inside of the 78 as they head towards turn 2. 20 laps to go here at the tricky triangle. And we've got side-by-side action right now for 5th. Lewis and Festchischen fighting hard for that spot right now. And 08 to Lewis goes around, and 78 follows him into the wall. Scoville caught up in that one again. Oh my gosh. It looked like the 08 of Lewis, his car just got tight at the wrong time is what it looked like to me. We'll go back and take one more look at it here. Go ahead and take a look at it from the chopper cam. You see they get a little sideways there. Bishop was trying to push the 08 of Lewis past Logan Festchischen, and the 08 just gets tight. 78 comes down a little bit, and they're both hard into the wall. Of course, the 15 of Scoville had nowhere to go. He was working on making his way back up through the field. Sees it happen. And just unfortunate. Ends up going right into the 78 car there. He's still out here on the track. 57 of Fuller continues to lead, and I fully expect everybody to make their way onto pit road here, as we're now in the final pit window. So these drivers, if they come down, top off on fuel, they should be able to make it to the end, no issues. Yep, pretty much everybody coming down. We did have one driver stay out there. I believe that's, yes, that's the 32 car, Ryan Castleberry. He's your lucky dog. So he finds himself only one lap down now. Mark Parker's going to lead your race off of pit road. Fuel only for the 04. Everybody else taking tires. 3-wide battle off of pit road. Fuller, Sleep, and Trussell. Bill Sleep also fuel only here. But your driver that's second in points right now, Mark Parkhurst, he's going to take the race lead over now. And with that, we're going to take what is hopefully our last break of the evening, as we've got about 18 laps to go here at Pocono. These drivers get ready to go back, green flag race, and the fog really starting to set in here at Pocono. I don't feel like looking it up right now, but I think they've actually had a fog shortened race at Pocono before in real life. Green flag is back out. Parkhurst getting a good jump there over the 57 of Fuller. 3 wide in behind Patterson and Trussell. Side by side with Bill Sleep. Trussell and Patterson battling for 3rd and 4th there. You see Christopher Bishop getting a little shove there from the 64. Bishop now trying to make the pass on Frank Warner. But Shane Fuller trying to make this a close fight up front here. Parkhurst is going to lead lap 66 of this race tonight. We've got 15 laps to go here in tonight's event. Parkhurst, Fuller, Trussell, Patterson, Sleep, your current top 5. Warner, Bishop, Tyler Smith back on the lead lap. John McIntyre, Christian Taylor round out your current top 10. It looks like Bill Sleep has just gotten passed by the 9 of Warner, and now the 42 of Bishop looking to get by the 64 as well. Bill Sleep on slightly older tires, so that's why you see him falling back through the field. Tyler Smith, as I mentioned just a moment ago, he's found his way back on the lead lap. He's been a lap down for quite a while, and they go 3 wide here into turn 1. Smith's going to back out of it. Try again here shortly. As we look at our battle out front, Shane Fuller is right on the tail of Mark Parkhurst. Of course, Shane Fuller told us earlier he would have liked to see it stay green. That unfortunately didn't happen. So now we'll see what he can do now that everybody's on more of an even playing field. Fuller's tires are fresher than Parkhurst's. And he's going to look to the inside now, try to take back over the race lead. They stay side by side into turn 1. But Shane Fuller through the corner, he's able to clear the 04 and take back over the race lead. You see Cam Patterson, that 38, your current points leader. He's trying to find his way up towards the front. Oh no, he goes around. The 31 of Trussell involved. It looks to me what happened there, and we'll go back and take another look at it, but it looks like the 04 of Parkhurst and the 38 of Patterson got together and just made the 38 loose. Let's go back and take another look. Check it out from our chopper cam. See him coming into turn 2 here. Parker's getting into the wall just a little bit, slows him down. And the 38 was going to push up the track into the 04. He tries to slow up, and the 2 just had nowhere to go. Let me slow it down here a little bit. Slow it down here through turn 2. You see Patterson come into the corner. He clips the apron a little bit, and that starts to push the car. Barely avoids Parkhurst, but had nowhere to go to avoid the 31 of Trussell. Fuller, Parkhurst, Patterson, Bishop running 1 through 4 here with 12 to go. Of course, with 12 to go here, we'll take another refresher on the current playoff picture. Both Mark Parkhurst and Shane Fuller running 1 and 2 here have their chance to get their second wins on the season. Cam Patterson in 3rd place trying to find his 4th. And from there on back, you've got Christopher Bishop, Frank Warner. Neither of them have a win on the season. Tyler Smith in 6th place. Does he have a car to maybe find his 2nd win of the season and go back-to-back in points-paying races? Rounding out your top 10, you don't have any winners in John McIntyre, David Mayo, Christian Taylor, Tony Osborne. Jack Scoville, of course, was 2nd in stage 1 and won stage number 2. He's now out of this race, caught up in 2 wrecks. But still a good points night for the 15. 2nd in stage 1 and 1st in stage 2 will get him 19 extra points on the race. So that'll hopefully make up for the 16th, potentially 16th place finish for him here. Everybody stayed out that pit stop other than the 64 of Bill Sleep come down, took tires and fuel, and Travis Trussell in the 31 likely just taking a fast repair there to get his number 31, aka number 2 car all fixed up. And of course, we'll also give a quick update on the top 10 challenge. Didn't mention it much last week, being that it was a non-points paying race, but we go back to week 8. This was your top 10 after, what race was it? This was your top 10 after Las Vegas. And then going into Atlanta, we only had 3 drivers eliminated: Shane Fuller, John McIntyre, Cody Moore. So there's still 7 drivers here in the running to win $10 in the top 10 challenge. As far as drivers looking at potential elimination, Andy Lewis, Bill Sleep, both out of the top 10 at the moment. Logan Festchician on the fence in 11th. Everybody else currently running in your top 10. Looks like your row number 1 on this restart's going to be Shane Fuller and Christopher Bishop. Row 2 is going to be Mark Parkhurst, Frank Warner. Row 3 is going to be Cam Patterson and Tyler Smith. Row 4, John McIntyre, David Mayo. As they come around turn 3 one more time here. Shane Fuller in that 57 going to lead them through the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back out. Christopher Bishop, Mark Parkhurst going to fight for 2nd place here. Bishop going to cover that spot up early. See Logan Festchician in the 78 diving down to the inside. They're 3 wide through turn 1 farther back. He's going to get those spots from the 10 and the 35. Fuller, Bishop, Parkhurst, Patterson, Warner, rounding out your top 5. 23 at Tyler Smith, trying to find his way into the top 5. Try to go back-to-back after winning at Atlanta. John McIntyre having a good showing right now, of course. He fell down the standings the farthest out of anyone after the Atlanta race, so he's looking to have a bounce back race. Chris Bishop in the 42 car, he's had kind of a quiet race. But he finds himself on that second spot on the podium right now with 8 to go. So it'll be interesting to see if the 42 car can hold on. He's missing both his teammates tonight, Mike Poole and Warren Young. Just a solo driver tonight for Off-Camber Racing. We look farther back, we find some side-by-side racing here between Tony Osborne and Bill Sleep. Osborne now trying to get by Travis Trussell. You know, I've been seeing the 2 car run up that high on the track. I don't know if that's his preferred line or what. I know it wouldn't be my preferred line if I was racing. But look at this fight for second place right now. Parkhurst and Bishop side by side as they go through turn 3. Parkhurst's going to be able to take that spot from the 42 of Bishop. Meanwhile, Shane Fuller finding himself to over a second lead here with 6 laps to go. Get out of here, CC Cleaner. No one cares. We got racing to watch. Patterson going to make his way into 3rd place in that 38 machine. And they fight for 4th behind him. Bishop and Warner side by side now. Christopher Bishop falling back through the field. Warner going to take that spot over. He pushes up the track though. Tyler Smith trying to take advantage. He gets by the 42 and now he's side by side with the 9 going into turn 3. Tyler Smith trying to crack the top 5 here. And it looks like he will. Highline Racing Tyler Smith. Finds his way into 4th, actually. My apologies. But Shane Fuller continuing to try to build the lead. He was your fastest car on the track last lap. It's going to be an uphill battle if anyone wants to try to catch that 57 with 5 laps to go. He looks like he's on his way to his 2nd win of the season. Meanwhile, Mark Parker's trying to pick up any points he can over Cam Patterson. Looks like we've got side-by-side action for 5th, though. Frank Warner had the spot. John McIntyre trying to take it into turn 1. Warner cruising on that high line, which honestly, it seems to work out pretty okay. They're side by side now for 2nd in front of them, though. Cam Patterson trying to move up into that 2nd spot, trying to work past the 04 of Parkhurst. Parkhurst going to hold on to that spot, though, as we're going to take 3 laps to go across the stripe. 57 of Fuller with a 2.2 second lead now over the rest of the field. It's going to be his race to lose, in my opinion. He's still one of the fastest cars on the track. He was the fastest car on the track once again that last lap. We're going to keep our eye on this fight for 2nd. Farther back, Andy Lewis has made the pass to move up into 6th place now. He's gotten by John McIntyre. That's 2 spots for the 08 in 2 laps. This battle for second is definitely intensifying, though. Tyler Smith is there. 2 laps to go here at Pocono. Shane Fuller out to a dominating lead. Mark Parker's trying his best to hold on to second now over the 38 of Patterson. Smith falling back a little bit now. And they're single file the rest of the way back. Looks like Smith's able to gain a lot of time through turn 2 on these guys. Patterson looks to the inside now of Parkhurst. Is he going to be able to make the pass? No, it does not look like it. Shane Fuller takes the white flag with a 2.5 second lead. 1 lap to go here at Pocono. Tyler Smith now looks to the inside of Patterson in a turn 1. Smith looking to back up his win at Atlanta with another podium finish here tonight. That's going to let Parkhurst get away big time, pretty much securing second. As they go through turn 2, Shane Fuller looks to be for sure your winner tonight. Parkhurst for sure second. Is Tyler Smith going to be able to make a move for third? It does not look like he's going to be able to. The 57 of Shane Fuller across the stripe. He's going to win tonight at Pocono. Mark Parkhurst finishes second. Cam Patterson P3. Tyler Smith in fourth. We had a close race for fifth across the stripe. It looks like Frank Warner is going to hold on to that over Andrew Lewis. John McIntyre 7th. Christopher Bishop 8th. Logan Festchishin 9th. 10th is going to go to Bill Sleep. Travis Trussell in 11th. Tony Osborne 12th. David Mayo 13th. 14th is Christian Taylor. Ryan Castleberry 1 lap down in 15th. Jack Scoville, Ben Madden, Scott Ford out of the race early, 16th, 17th, and 18th. Shane Fuller getting his second win of the year. 5 more playoff points. Puts him up to 13 playoff points on the season. Mark Parkhurst gaining just a little bit on points leader Cam Patterson. Shane Fuller burning it down. Let's go ahead and have a chat with your third place finisher here tonight, the 38 car of Mr. Cam Patterson. Cam, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Bringing home a third place finish tonight. It definitely looked like you and Parkhurst were going to make it close there for second, along with Tyler Smith all fighting there at the end. But you come out third. How's it feel tonight?
Feels pretty good. I've had a top 3 car this entire run. I was honestly hoping that I was going to be able to put it in victory lane since Jack disconnected. I don't know for what reason why, but that gave me a little bit of hope. But then Shane got into that clean air and just managed to pull away, and so that's when I realized that the clean air was sort of just what she needed in this race. It was definitely a factor with having a car out in front of you, but had some close calls and got in a wreck around with like a few to go. Didn't mean to, just threw the car in there way too aggressively, so definitely on me. And I apologize to the 31 for that incident. And yeah, overall, I'm satisfied. Good points and a good race. So yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely. I'm not sure if you strengthened the points lead, but you definitely maintained the points lead over Mark Parkhurst, and definitely looking to continue your momentum on the way to the playoffs here with yet another podium finish. You got any shout outs you want to make tonight?
Shout out to Cody Moore, who didn't make it, but owns the league, runs the league, so it's always a great racing year. And shout out to the winner, Shane Fuller. It's his birthday, so happy birthday, Shane! If you ever come back and watch this, I think this is a pretty good birthday present, if you ask me. And shout out to my teammate Logan Physician. Started a lap down after a penalty from last week and managed to pull his way all the way back up to P9. I think he got an incident as well, but none of it was really his fault. Just kind of getting involved in there. I'll have to look at the replay. And yeah, shout out to all those people, and had a great race. And shout out to you as well, broadcasting every Thursday night. So yeah.
Absolutely, man. I do my best out here. Yeah, I know Jack Scoville was on rails all night, and then he just got caught up in 2 wrecks back to back, and that pretty much took him out with damage. But
yeah,
definitely a good night for you tonight.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was just gonna say that that was definitely Jack's win. And if I somehow managed to pull off that win, that would have been the second win I've gotten this year where I didn't really deserve it. But I think Shane definitely deserved that win after he managed to pull away and definitely dominated that second half of the race.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on the P3. Looks to me like you got to update the win stickers on that car. I'm only seeing one of them.
I'm too lazy to put two other ones on there because of the spec map and all that stuff. So I put one on there to make sure people know that I've won at least one race.
You just need to go in there and draw like Microsoft Paint style, like a little ×3 next to it.
Wait, I will do that. That's pretty funny.
There you go. All right. Congrats on the P3, Cam, and we'll see you next time.
See you next week.
All right. Let's go ahead and have a chat with the runner-up in tonight's event, if I can find him down here. From Team Send It, Mr. Mark Parkhurst from the 04. Hey, Mark, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you.
Yeah, man. Debuting a sick new paint tonight. I work for Coca-Cola, so I got to support the Monster paint. It looked dope. Bringing home a P2 tonight. Maybe gaining just a little bit in the points race on Cam Patterson. How does it feel tonight?
Better than I expected it to. I didn't think we were going to have a P2 car tonight. Practice was a struggle, qualifying was a struggle, and honestly most of the race was a struggle, so I'm pretty happy with how I walked out of there, especially having to drive that last run on older tires. Everybody else pitted except me, so I'm pretty happy to only have let one car by.
Yeah, I do see that now. On that last pit stop, you didn't take tires, and you still managed to bring home a P2, and you were definitely having to hold off the 38 and the 23 at the end. Did you think at some point they were going to be able to get by you with that fresh stuff?
Honestly, I was hoping the 38 wasn't going to just move me. He kind of threw it in there a few laps ago, washed up and hit, I think it was a 31, so I had to go back and look at that, but I felt like I held my lane, so I don't know.
What it looked like on the replay was that he came down in the turn 2 and just managed to catch the apron with the front left, and it just immediately pushed the car right. So he did a good job of holding it off of you, and then Trussell just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time there.
Yeah, I felt bad at the time. I wasn't sure if I kind of cut him off, but I was just trying to run my line.
No, everything looked good from here. Bringing home a P2, another strong points night for you. Do you have any shout-outs you want to make tonight?
Yeah, shout out everybody on Team Send It. I know they were not having much fun tonight as well, so I think most of them walked out with good finishes tonight, so proud of them for sticking with it, putting forth all the work it takes week in and week out. So everybody for showing up tonight, you for broadcasting. I am sorry, my car disappeared. My internet actually dropped, so I kind of Wasn't expecting that one. I actually listened, and internet's like, nah, I don't really feel like it.
I actually
So,
was gonna leave you alone about it. I wasn't gonna pick on you this time, but yeah, I was curious there. But
yeah,
I did see
I
your
had to
pre-race report about your Pocono program not being where it needs to be, but you still managed to bring home a
Yeah.
P2, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, the race pace ended up all right overall, but the whole night for the most part was struggle bussing it through. So overall, it ended up pretty good. I can't complain too much with a second place in Pocono anytime. So move on to next
Absolutely.
week. I don't know, where are we next week?
Oh, we're at the streets of Chicago next week.
Oh dear. I'll have to pull out my wallet.
Yep. Get that track, get some practice laps in. I think I'm going to have to buy it if that tells you anything, so you're not alone.
Yeah, got some learning to do this week.
All right. Well, congrats again on the P2, continuing your strong run towards the postseason. It's going to be 3 races to go after tonight, and we'll be looking forward to hopefully interviewing you even more going forward.
Yeah, I hope so. It's been a pretty good stretch of races here.
All right. Congrats again on the P2.
I appreciate it.
Mr. 04, Mark Parkhurst bringing home P2. That leaves us one final person to talk to. Y'all heard from him a lot last week, hopping in the booth with me, and now he hops back on the track on his birthday, what I hear, and brings home the win. Shane, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I'm here, buddy. What's up?
So is everybody correct? Is this your birthday?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a pretty good birthday gift, getting your second win here of the Xfinity Series. How's it feel, man?
It feels really good, man. This whole week has been crazy with like work and home life and stressing about things here and there, and then all of a sudden, just like, I don't know, this whole week just kind of fell into place, and then I still got a lot of really cool things happening this weekend. So I feel like the luckiest man alive right now, to be honest with you.
Absolutely, man. You had kind of a quiet start to this one tonight. I feel like I wasn't talking about you too much at the beginning of the race. And I mean, Jack Scoville was running away with it. And then he has his trouble getting caught up in back-to-back wrecks and ends up out of this race. And you just happened to be basically the next man up once he was out of the race. It seemed like it was yours to lose after that point. So you feel like you put on a pretty good show tonight.
I mean, yeah, at practice, I was like, I don't know, this, I feel like I was out to lunch. I don't know. I don't do a lot of, I'm not on the simulator a lot. I'm pretty much, whatever the league days are, that's when I'm on there. So I don't race this car a lot here at Pocono. So I kind of like had to relearn it because we've done it with the truck series, and I've been all right with the truck. So just relearning it again with the Xfinity cars and getting better at it. So like I said, practice, I felt like, I don't know, I was like probably 7th or 8th or 6th or something like that, and then qualified pretty much the same spot. So during that first run, I was trying to save. Honestly, I was trying to see if I can go the distance and save as much fuel as I can, but that didn't happen. And then when we got to that,
you were able to, with
I mean,
Ryan
for a
Castleberry
little bit.
taking the stage win.
I was able to save a little bit, but then I was like, I can't, because then we got caution and trying to catch back up to the field. So I was like, I can't be doing that. So on that second stage, though, I was like, you know what? The car seems very tight. So I'm like, left side tires after that first run, they were probably at like 97, 98. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take just right sides. I was able to jump on Jack and those Cam and those other guys, and I don't do. It was like a flip of a switch. The car just felt great, especially up in clean air, and it was loose the entire run. It wasn't tight, so that played into my favor. And then obviously I found a little something secret there at the end of the race. I was like, okay, we have a good shot at this. And I was just counting down the laps. I'm like, please no caution, please no caution. And it worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. You told me when I talked to you there in the final stage that you wanted to see it go green the rest of the way. You still managed to come out on top even though it didn't go green. I think we had 2 more cautions after that moment, but you still managed to bring home the win. Of course, you're parked right there on the logo. They don't call it the tricky triangle for nothing. You know, some tracks have one corner's different than the other, but this one's got 3 corners that are different. So
Right.
you got to learn how to attack each one differently, and you definitely were the one to conquer it tonight. You got any shout outs you want to make tonight?
Geez, my wife and daughter, I'm not sure if they're watching, but I love you guys. Thank you for a great birthday week. Y'all are amazing. I wish Cody was here. Cody Moore, I'm sure he's probably watching somewhere, or he'll watch this later on. So thank you, buddy, for everything. Put on a great league. Everybody else over at MDM. Tony was in the chat with me tonight, so we were bouncing ideas off each other. So appreciate the help there, Tony. You for putting on the broadcast. I mean, I had a lot of fun last week when we were in there for the All-Star race. So hope I don't have to hang up the helmet and get in the broadcast booth like Jeff Gordon or something, or Clint Boyer.
Well, man, you're definitely looking to put yourself into a good spot heading into the playoffs. It's going to put you second in playoff points on the way in, so that's definitely going to be good as long as you can hold on to that. Congrats again on the P1 tonight, bringing home your second win on the season, Mr. Shane Fuller.
Thank you very much, everybody, and thank you for all the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Hope it was a fun race to watch.
Absolutely. You have a go, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, that is going to do it for us here on the Donut Box Racing League's YouTube channel. Shane Fuller picking up his second win on the season. We go ahead and we can flash over before we go to our top 10 challenge. Mark Parkhurst stays alive. Chris Bishop, Andy Lewis all stay alive. Bill Sleep ekes out a 10th place finish to stay alive, as well as Logan Fischishin finishing 9th. Cam Patterson finishing 3rd. It looks like the only driver getting eliminated from the top 10 challenge tonight is going to be Tony Osborne. That's going to leave 6 people going into Chicago Street Course to see what they can do towards the end. But we're going to run it off with some music for you guys and watch Shane celebrate here after his victory. And we'll catch you guys all in the next one next Thursday. Have a good night.